Good morning. This is the Tampa Bay wind report update about 7:20-ish a.m. Let's take a look at the surface map because I think we may start to see some early arrivals of northerly winds this morning. They may come in pulses, but we do have this cold front activity that is moving quickly through the area now to the east. A little bit of a residual cold front to the north as a short wave developed down the Appalachians, but that all of this will be clearing through the area now, probably in the next hour or so. I would think that most of this rain is going to work its way through. Might start to see some patchy sunshine here and there. And as all of this activity, trough activity, we call this residual troughing behind frontal boundaries, where we have sort of a residual warm, moist air pockets. And when you get high pressure driving down cooler, drier air into it, that interaction creates what we call a pressure gradient. And we have cool air advecting down over these warmer waters, and that increases the gradient and elevates winds ultimately. So that's what we're looking for today, especially with the CKA event and other demos going on around the area. So if we take a look at, let's take a look at GRE, and yeah, sorry about that. This is terrible. This shouldn't be on here. Robert Griffin, please stay out of the mangroves. Pinching gradients there does not help our wind report whatsoever. Okay, let's get back on track. All right, here's our radar for the day. Looks like Tampa's starting to clear out pretty quick. And if we look at infrared, cloud cover is also starting to break up somewhat to our east. And water vapor imagery, here's the oranges and the reds represent where that drier, cooler air is starting to wedge down into the region. So coming up pretty quickly. Let's look at data scope from weather flow. We can see with the tighter gradients over by Louisiana and Mississippi, so into the mid to upper 20s and even near 30 in some of those areas to our northwest, and then working its way across the coastline. Even Fort Walton, I believe, that's the new Okaloosa Pier, and this is the Fort Walton Beach one on the inside in the bay. If we keep going, Panama City starting to show 19. We also have Appalachia Bay. This is one of our newer sensors for the Florida State University students, where they like to go to Alligator Point, specifically Bald Island State Park. That's a popular spot for them, so hopefully they'll be getting some winds today. They're showing 16, 17 knots. As we get into Tampa Bay, looks like Egmont Channel is starting to show some of these northerly winds come up this morning, and we're seeing 16 to 18 knots there. St. Pete's Beach on this northwesterly flow showing a couple of pulses. So these northerly winds, sometimes when they arrive, they come in as initial bursts and surges, and then they sort of settle down into a lower, more steady speed. So hard to say exactly just yet what it's going to do, but right behind that frontal boundary, you'll feel a significant change in the air. It'll be drier and probably a little bit cooler by several degrees. So the timing on the northwest wind, let's take a look at cut J. I want to look at the model runs and see what they say for agreement on directions. That may make a lot of difference for some of the CKA competition and where you guys are going to ride today. Looks like most models in agreement with sort of a north-northwest start. Even the HRR3K, this is the high resolution rapid refresh 3 kilometer. It's a good one to go by. It starts out with a sort of a high pulse and then settles down, but then comes back up this afternoon. Most models are in agreement with sort of a north-northwesterly flow. That could turn a little bit more northerly with some of the warmer land masses in Tampa Bay. That tends to have what we call a backdoor sea breezing effect, where the winds sort of shift. They're supposed to be north, and then they sort of tilt due to land heating, kind of bending the winds. So Skyway East may be a potential area today. If not, then Clearwater could be on and off with those northerly, so you may want to plan accordingly with a more northerly wind field today, with maybe even a north-northwest bite as we get up into Clearwater area. And then as we get down in through Tampa Bay, that's when you start to see those bends, as that land heating sort of has an effect on those winds and sort of shifts it to the northeast. And I think that's going to do it for the Tampa Bay area today. And if anything significant changes, I'll come back on. But good luck to all of you, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.